Hey everyone, it is Jillian Kaplan from JillianKaplan.com. And I know that we're all in like a post-holiday coma. And I want to talk to you about my top 5 ways to beat the holiday bloat. Because I think that like an overload of cookies and cake and potatoes and meats and fried foods can really like set us into a tailspin. So how can we beat that? How can we get back on track and not stay on this sort of downward spiral for a long period of time? So the first thing you can do is drink a lot of water, a ton of water. Make sure you are drinking a minimum of half your body weight in ounces of water every single day. So that means if you're 150 pounds, half of that is 75, minimum 75 ounces a day. I know most people recommend 64, which is basically like the total minimum that you should be having. But if your number comes out to higher than 64 due to your body weight, I definitely recommend drinking half your body weight in ounces of water every single day. That will help get rid of the bloat, any sort of like water you're holding, it'll help flush it out. Seems counterintuitive, like why would you drink more water to flush water out? But that's what it does, especially if you're holding salt from salty food from the holidays. Tip number 2, sugar is an addiction. It is as addictive as cocaine, some studies have showed, which is just crazy. So it's really important to get off of it before you really start to get addicted to it. So any of those sugary treats you've been having, cake and cookies and candies, you need to really get yourself off of it before it spirals into a long-term addiction. That's like the number one thing you should not be having is all of those treats filled with sugar. If you are in a sugar coma from the holidays, drop a 1 into the comments. And if you feel like you were pretty good over the holidays and didn't have too much sugar, drop a 2 into the comments. I'm always curious to see where people are and sort of where they're feeling struggled. Tip number 3, sorry, I have my little list right here. Tip number 3 is move. Move more. Move at all. You know what I mean? I feel like people sit still, they feel bloated, they're like tired, and they kind of just sit on the couch. You should be moving a minimum of 30 minutes every single day, even if it's just to get your dogs out for a walk or your kids out for a walk. I know it's cold out in a lot of places, but it's really important to get out and move, get your blood flowing, get away from the kitchen, right, for at least 30 minutes a day. Leftovers. My 4th tip is to not eat all those leftovers that are not good for you. If you have like some good turkey and pot roast and ham and veggies and stuff that's good for you, put them in pre-portioned containers, like, you know, little lunches, like put them in Tupperwares and fill them with the right amount of veggies, carbs, and meats. And then you can take them for lunch, your family can take them for lunch, you have them all set for dinner, they're grab and go. But if you have a ton of cookies left over, if you had a lot of guests, pies, cakes, fried foods, I know that I'm Jewish, we eat latkes, they are just fried potatoes, which are delicious. But if we have any leftovers, we actually gave our leftovers away already, but if we had any leftovers, I would bring them to work. I do not want them in my house. I know that if they're here, I will eat them. So any of those not good for you leftovers, those fried foods, those really, really carb heavy foods that don't have a lot of nutrition, the sugary foods, the cakes, the candies should all get out of your house instead of sitting there sort of taunting you. And my last tip, tip number 5, is to not let yourself get hungry. I know that sounds weird, like people go, oh, well, I just won't eat for a few days and I'll get myself back on track. You wanna make sure to keep your metabolism going. And I also find that if I get super hungry, sometimes I reach for something I shouldn't have. So if you have leftovers, those pre-portioned meals, putting them in those meals will really help. But also you don't wanna let yourself get super hungry. You wanna make yourself like feel satisfied at all times and make sure to keep your metabolism sort of rolling. So those are my top 5 tips for sort of beating the holiday bloat and also getting back on track overall after cheating or having treats for a few days. It's not a big deal to have treats for a few days. I'm all about living a healthy lifestyle versus like a strict diet. But I find that if I continually have treats, it turns into like this downward spiral, right? And you want to make sure to get back on track as soon as you possibly can. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. I would be more than happy to answer them. And let me know where you are with that sugar coma. I'm doing pretty well. I am more in a fried potato coma, but like I said, I gave those away, and I'm thankful that the deliciousness, while it is, only happens once a year. So have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.